Welcome to Center Circle. I am Jermaine Brown. This week, we talk to a man who has served Jamaica as a player, a coach, and an analyst. He is none other than Andrew Price. The former St. George's College student-athlete takes up his position in the Center Circle. When the name Andrew Price is mentioned, several will link him to Boys Town. But while the two go hand in hand, it must be noted that Price is not from the community of Trenchtown.
You reap what you sow. Trenchtown.
Yeah, what, an uptown boy.
Past halfway tree. But actually started, Brian, in prep school. I played Alberga Cup for Alpha Prep. So I got the football hook at about 8, playing prep school football. Then I passed for St. George's College. And that is where I started to really play some competitive football. I went in with a cadre of students that became the renaissance of football inside of the school. We won Pepsi, we won Colts twice, and we were triple champions twice. So, you know, we really brought back the renaissance to St. George's College during that period. We had not won the Manning Cup for 24 years when we won it for the first time since then in 1983, playing Tivoli Gardens in the finals. And even as a schoolboy, a lot of people probably thought that I played for Boys Town all my life. My first team as a schoolboy at 17 was Santos. And Santos was coached by Jackie Bell at the time, and my school coach Dennis Zade and Jackie Bell were very close. So I ended up playing for Santos at age 17 with Richard Strawn and Christopher Zade, and I had the privilege of playing with people like Alan Cole, Doc McKenzie, Howard Bell, you know, Roddy Thomas, all those players. So it actually started there. From there, I got a football scholarship to pursue tertiary education in the United States. I went to St. Thomas University in Florida for 2 years, where we were state champions twice. Then I transferred to FIU and played for FIU for another 2 years before graduating from FIU and came back home. So football has always been in my vein. I love the sport, and the reason why I continue to be involved in the sport is because the sport has been so good to me. I believe that it is my duty to give back.
Look at Santos and Boys Town. Those are two of the biggest institutions where football is concerned, and Boys Town more than just football itself, unlike Santos. But those are two big institutions.
Definitely. I mean, they were the teams in the late 60s, early 70s that dominated football, you know. Themselves and Cavaliers, those three teams were what you'd call the traditional football clubs, dominated during that period, and they have a big legacy. The story of me coming to Boys Town, I don't think a lot of people knew it, but during one summer off, I was preparing for the new college season, and I wanted to play some football, and a friend of mine carried myself and Chris Zade to come down to Boys Town, not knowing where we were going, driving on Spanish Town Road and then going up College Smith Drive. I was saying to them, you know, we're not carrying me. And he drove into Boys Town and told Carl Brown that we wanted to play some football, and I didn't want to come out of the car. And Carl came to the car and said, "Gentlemen, you can't come out here now. I feel comfortable. We play football here, you know. Don't think the savages live down here. The good, decent people." And from that day, Brian, I really felt in love with Boys Town. I felt in love with the community, how the children, how the adults behave, how they're revered players, how they treated the institution. And it just left an effect on me. And, you know, I've been with Boys Town ever since in some shape or form.
And Price's introduction to football in Trenchtown only got better under the tutelage of Carl Brown.
Carl has been what I'd call a mentor. He has been very good to me. He has been a very good friend. He has helped me a lot in my football development. He has shaped the lives of so many. He's really a giant. And I believe that he hasn't gotten his due from Jamaica yet. As much as he has been given the order of distinction, I believe that the respect and regard that Carl Brown should be given for football development in this country, he hasn't gotten it yet.
He's a boy's town man. What about that side of respect for Carl in this side of?
You see, people during different eras would have different reflections on Carl. You know, even if you're in the 60s, you know Carl Brown as the player. People used to call him Capo. In the 70s and 80s, he coached and played, and he led a lot of fantastic players. We won the Premier League 3 times during his tenure. The last one was in 1989.
But while Brown was hailed in Trenchtown, those in Western Jamaica are today holding him responsible for the demise of their football, caused by player migration after they couldn't find a way into the national program. However, Price says that is not so.
I think that is such an oxymoron. And why I say that, I believe that it was during Carl Brown's tenure as national coach that the most Western players played for Jamaica, believe it or not. So when people talk all kind of foolishness that Carl Brown fight Western Jamaica players, it's rubbish, utter rubbish. Most of the Western players that played for Jamaica played during Carl Brown's tenure. And anybody who wants to doubt it can go and do the research. It's there. The facts are there, laid out. A lot of Western players played during Carl Brown's tenure, and he gave everybody an opportunity. And I always have a saying what my grandmother tell me, you know, Brian, don't watch the knives in the market, watch the sales. So go and check the records and you'll see the records.
Chris Zadie was one of Price's best friends, and his death a few years ago has left a void.
Chris was like a brother. You know, in football, you meet a lot of people and you keep long friendships. I knew Chris from prep school. He used to play for Peter and Paul and I for Alpha Prep. So I knew him from then. And we played in high school. We played club football. When I was playing in college, he was playing in college at the same time. We played for the same team all these years. He was my friend. I would defend him, he would defend me. You know, we were a family, and it really hurt when he passed away, but he's one of the real ones. And he had my back and I had his back, and we developed a great friendship over the years, and despite time and distance, we remained close. So when he passed, it was really troublesome to me, and it took me a while to get over it, but I know the life that he lived was a good life, and I just thank God that I was able to share it with him.
When we return, Andrew Price speaks about the struggle of the Red Brigade.